What's going on, YouTube, man? So we're gonna talk about the importance of making sure you checking your LES and your bank statements in your personal account or your business account, but definitely make sure you know if you get paid from the military or you get paid for any government agency, you know where that money is coming from. Like, I know that sounds simple, right? But like, a lot of people don't know where their money is coming from, and I'm gonna talk about that in this video. Let's get into it. All right, so I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Like, you get paid from the government, right? The government gives you $500, say, here go your money. And you say, all right, cool, thank you for my $500. But you know in your heart, you're only supposed to get paid like, let's just say $400. So they overpaid you by $100. And you just saying, man, cool, I got $500. The government said, here you go. It's in my account, it's mine, and I can use it. So you go out and blow that money, right? You blow that whole $500. Let's just say you paid everything you needed to pay in that pay cycle with $500. If you're able to do that, good on you. But like, let's just say that's you. Then the government, what they're gonna do is they're gonna come back and say, oh man, we overpaid you. Now, sometimes they'll only take back $100, but a lot of times they'll take back that whole $500 and then they'll issue another payment like at a later date. And so a lot of people get caught up on is they already spent that money, whether they took, you know what I'm saying, whether they only taking $100 or they taking the whole check back. Now, if you don't have that whole check, you know what I'm saying, you could end up going into the negative if the military decides or the government decides to take that money back. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be very careful about, if you're supposed to get that money or if you're getting overpaid. So you might be asking, what do I do if I get overpaid? Good question. So if you get overpaid, what I suggest you to do is go ahead and put that money in your savings account, like whatever that overpayment was, right? So if I just said you got paid, here go $500, you got overpaid $500, put that, you got overpaid $100, you're supposed to get $400. Put that $100 in your bank account, in your savings account. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you got to do with that $400. That way, if the military or the government asks for that money back, then you're able to go ahead and just give them that money back. Now, how do you prevent yourself from, you know what I'm saying, getting in that situation in the first place? And you could just communicate it earlier. So once you get paid that $500 and you know you're only supposed to get $400, what I suggest you do, contact your PSs, contact your YNs, and look at your LES. Now, your LES stands for Leave and Earning Statement. So that's like your checkbook, right? That shows you where the money came from with a description. It shows you the amount and it shows you the pay period which that money came in from. So that way you could, you know what I'm saying, you could actually single out, say, okay, this was a charge that I wasn't supposed to get, or this is the money I wasn't supposed to get. It says it for, you know what I'm saying, Afghanistan deployment, but you know you've never been to Afghanistan. It said $100 and it came in this pay period. So then you're able to say, okay, you know what I'm saying, this is a mistake that the government made. Can you guys handle this? And so your PSs and YNs will do that for you. Now, if it's something you're supposed to get, then you're good. You got that money. Let's just say that $100 was for, you know what I'm saying, a uniform allowance. So your uniform allowance came and then it was in the form of $100. So now you got a check for $500 for this pay period, and then you're good to go. Now, I only bring this topic up because it's not only is it an important topic, but I'm going through it right now, right? So it's supposed to be for my post 9/11 GI Bill. So this GI Bill, the Montgomery GI Bill and the post 9/11 GI Bill, you know what I'm saying, they both have their differences, but in essence, they're supposed to pay for your education. But you got to make sure you understand what all that it pays for and what all you're supposed to get from it and when you're supposed to get it. Because if you're not careful, you might mess around and not get none of, you know what I'm saying, you might not get all of your benefits that you're entitled to. And then also, you also want to make sure that your paperwork and your ducks are in a row. So if you're at your school, stuff gets paid for on time. All of that stuff is very important, right? So pay attention to your bank accounts and pay attention to your LES. All right, man, so this is fresh off the press. So it says COVID-19 update for the students. So special COVID-19 rules end soon. Now this is big. So starting December 22nd, students will no longer be able to receive their monthly housing allowance. That's what MHA stands for, at the resident in-person rate for taking online classes. So the thing was, since you were taking online classes, the COVID rules stated that you were able to get that in-person rate. Like even if you're, you know what I'm saying, even if you're not in person. So you're able to get more money for each month for the monthly housing allowance. and now they're taking that away. So this is because the COVID-19 legislation permits that students receive the MHA at the resident in-person rate while taking approved courses converted to online due to COVID-19. So this is going to end December 21st. So that's big news. When enrolling in courses in 2022 or any term after that, students will need to enroll in approved resident in-person classes in order to receive your MHA at the resident rate. Otherwise, you will just get your online rate, which is half the average, which makes sense. So if you're going to school in person, you'll get your full allowance, and if you choose to just stay online, then you will get your the half rate. And then secondly, they're going to say we want you guys to verify yourself. So if you're using your post 9/11 like I am, you gotta start showing proof that you're at the institution that you say you at. So effectively December 18th, the requirements for students to verify their enrollment information will be expanded to include students who attend the institutions of higher learning facilities. This expansion includes those taking programs at the institution of higher learning and the NCD programs at an IHL school. So this requirement is to verify the effective all terms beginning December 17, 2021. So note, monthly enrollment verification is applicable only to Chapter 33 students. Now, if you don't know what chapter you are, I'm not going to tell you which chapter is which. Just log into the VA or type in post 9/11 GI Bill and type in GI or the Montgomery GI Bill and find out which chapter you are if you don't know which chapter you're currently using or which chapter you want to use. So I encourage you to go ahead and research both chapters, but that way you know what you're going to get. So as of December 18th, like we said, you're going to have to be able to verify your enrollment status. And they're, 2021 going into 2022, they're going to say you can verify 3 ways: text message, telephone, and email. But yeah, YouTube, man, that's all for this video. I just wanted to go ahead and touch bases on making sure you verify where that money is coming from and how to pretty much protect yourself in any case you get more money than you expect. And then also, we went over some of the COVID-19 changes to the higher learning. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share these videos, get them out there so more people can see it, especially if you know somebody could benefit from it. But hopefully you guys enjoying your time, and happy holidays to you, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.